Hi guys, welcome to today's trade of the day. And for today, we will be looking at the Aussie dollar, right? Why I chose the Aussie dollar is because recently the Aussie has been strengthening against the dollar, right? For this week. And however, we have the FOMC announcement that will be coming up sometime later this week. So just want to see what we can expect coming up from the Aussie dollar. Now, for technical analysis, normally I like to take a top-down approach, and that means starting with the longer time frame, like the monthly, weekly. Then we go down to the daily, the 4 hours, and possibly even the 1 hour. However, because of a huge announcement coming up, I prefer to start with the daily instead, right? So that we can stay as reactive as possible. So what we have here is the Aussie dollar, right? And what we want to do is we want to focus on the current prices. Now, in technical analysis, it's important to understand what happened historically. However, it's the current prices that determine whether prices are up or down. All right. So we see that the Aussie dollar actually made a recent high here back in December 2019 before making a sharp push downwards and then a close V-shaped recovery in a zigzag manner upwards. So we're going to see how far this retracement can last. So we can take a retracement from the top here all the way to the bottom. And let's open up all Fibonacci ratios. And we see that price has already surpassed the 61.8. And the next level, the next graphical resistance is this support turn resistance level at the 76.4. Right, so let's just highlight the 76.4 retracement level. And let's call this our daily resistance. All right, so now we have the daily resistance. What this could mean is that price could push up to the daily and then make another push down. All right, but let's just, for that, we really have to zoom into the lower time frame to get a sense of really is that going to happen. Now we see that price also made a sharp push up here, right? So we want to see how far prices can retrace backwards. And graphically speaking, there's sort of a support level at this point. Okay, so we can just call this our daily support. All right, and we want to confirm this with Fibonacci ratio. So let's take a retracement from the lows all the way to where price currently is. And we open up all Fibonacci ratios. And we see that price is actually quite close to the 23.6 level. And if price were to really push up to this daily resistance, let's adjust our Fibonacci retracement and see that if we were to go there, this daily support also falls in line with the 38.2 retracement level. All right. So for now, I prefer to take the 23% because that is where price is currently at. So we select the 23.6 and I will draw a box to show that this is really a support zone. Okay, with that, let's go down to the 4 hour. Okay, so now we have it here on the 4 hour. Let me just tidy this chart up so you guys can know where we get the levels from. Okay, over here we have the daily resistance, right? And we see price is actually pushing up there. And we also see that price made sort of a zigzag movement upwards, right? There are two zigzag movements. One of the bigger ones is this one. Another one is this one here, right? And one more is this one here. So let's take, because this whole movement is already done, so let's take this one extension and let's take this second extension. All right. So from the low all the way to the high here. Let's open up all Fibonacci ratios. And we see that the 38.2 extension is quite close to where our resistance is. All right, so let's just highlight. It's not a very important level in terms of extension. But since it falls in line, let's just take that. And the second extension that we'll be looking at is this one here. Okay, let's open all the... Right, and we see that the 88% also falls in line with that level. Sorry, let me just re-highlight the 88%. So resistance zone is definitely somewhere around here, right? So we have a resistance zone here. Okay. And what we want to see is, like I said, could be price pushing up into a daily resistance and then coming down to the daily support. All right. So on the 4 hours, what we have is sort of a resistance turn support level over here, the graphical overlap. Okay. And for this, let's turn to the 1 hour. Okay. Just let me pull the line properly. Sorry. Okay. So this is what we have, right? And like I said, price could push into the daily resistance before coming back down. And currently, if we were to pull out all Fibonacci all indicators, right, the indicators that I like to look at, all right, and adjust the exponential moving average to an arbitrary number of around 34, okay, we see that price is actually holding strongly above the moving average. Further, MACD is actually above zero in bullish environment. So this definitely confirms our bias that price could push up first to the daily resistance before making another push down to the daily support. Now, because we are actually pending a huge market moving news, what I'll actually do is I'll wait for price to pull back to this graphical overlap level, which is in line with the moving average, right? This level here, especially if you change it to close, you can see you can adjust this level really nicely. Okay, so I'll wait for price to come back down to this level and then I'll buy towards the daily resistance. Okay, so this daily resistance can also function as our take profit. All right, and the stop loss will actually be this level. Okay, so the stop loss will be at 0.6445. Okay, should price come back below the stop loss, it will mean that price has broken below the moving average and the MACD most likely will be below zero. And we can say that our bullish idea, our very short-term bullish idea is invalidated. All right, so just to keep things in a bigger perspective, we're actually just playing this short-term push up before we expect price to go all the way down to the daily support. All right. As for this downwards movement, we really need to see how the FOMC's announcement will turn out. All right. So that's all we have for the trade of the day. Thanks so much for your time. Just zoom in so you guys can see clearly. All right. So, yes, take care, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.